Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Noki, and you're here once again for another edition of the News with Noki. And although we have so many things to discuss in regards to Pokemon and Marvel and even Star Wars today, make sure you stick around until the end of this video where I'll be breaking down my latest channel news and bringing you all this week's content schedule. To start things off today, as per usual, we have Pokemon. With the 2020 Pokemon Days celebrations and events now coming to a close, including all of the very special max raid events that were taking place in Pokemon Sword and Shield. The Mewtwo raids, which were extremely tough and honestly a little bit frustrating for the good, although not overwhelming prizes that you receive. And in my opinion, I would have been a lot more incentivized to take these raids on if I could have also captured this legendary Pokemon. And as for the Cantonian starters, which were extremely rare to find in these raids unless you were utilizing the date change exploit, well, some of these actually were carrying very rare and hard to find items, especially the flame and toxic orbs. During these celebrations, they also revealed the highly anticipated new mythical Pokemon, Zarude, which is dark and grass type and known as the rogue monkey Pokemon. It carries the ability Leaf Guard, which prevents it from being inflicted by status conditions when the weather on the battlefield is sunny. And the Pokemon website explains that Zarude can grow vines from the back of its neck, its wrists, and the soles of its feet at will. These vines are strong and flexible, and they can be used for a variety of purposes. Zarude uses the vines to wrap around tree branches to move around or to grab berries from distant branches. The vines also have a healing property, and if Zarude wraps its vines around a wound, the wound will heal. It's very important to note that they also make specific mention of the fact that this mythical Pokemon actually lives in a pack deep in the woods, alluding to the idea that there are definitely more than just one of this mythical Pokemon. And now onto a couple of smaller stories today that I was very excited to discuss, starting with the fact that Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, the remake of the very first Pokemon movie, is now on Netflix. And honestly, it looks absolutely amazing. And although I haven't seen it yet, I will be watching it this upcoming Friday and bringing you all a full review in next week's News with Noki. Also, as many of you know, in honor of Pokemon Day, Google ran a poll for its Pokemon of the Year, of which the top 10 included Gengar, Gardevoir, Rayquaza, Garchomp, Sylveon, Umbreon, Charizard, Mimikyu, Lucario, and at the very top, Greninja. Which, of course, are all absolutely obvious choices, and honestly, in my own opinion, many of which are among some of my absolute favorite across all generations as well. And in related news, the Guinness Book of World Records also helped to celebrate Pokemon Day by releasing some very cool and interesting facts and trivia about Pokemon, including the very first Pokemon designed, Rhydon, the fastest Pokemon of them all, Deoxys, the slowest, Shuckle, the shortest Pokemon, Joltik, the least popular, Simisear, and of course, the aforementioned most popular Pokemon, Greninja. And rounding things out today for Pokemon, we did have a couple of rumors that have been swirling around throughout the community, starting with the fact that we could potentially be seeing some brand new Galarian forms introduced in the upcoming DLC expansions. And of course, rumors of new Galarian Pokemon have been swirling ever since we saw the reveal of Galarian Slowpoke, with these rumors including many Pokemon that I would love to see in Galarian form, like Teddiursa or Arbok. And supposedly Teddiursa could even potentially be receiving a brand new Galarian branch evolution that looks a lot more like its Teddiursa pre-evolutionary form and is now a fairy-type Pokemon, which is actually due to the very rich and sweet diet the Pokemon now has in the Galar region. There have also been various other rumors that have been claiming that there could be a reveal coming for a Gigantamax Jigglypuff, which is set to be distributed similarly to how G-Max Pikachu and Eevee were, with you only being able to pick up this very special Pokemon if you have saved data on your console from Super Smash Bros. And now on to Marvel, where today we only really had a couple of rumors to go over, although very juicy ones at that. Starting with a very popular rumor that's been buzzing about, that Henry Cavill could be portraying the role of Wolverine in Captain Marvel 2. And I definitely have to say that I really do enjoy Henry Cavill as an actor, and feel he played an exceptional Superman. And in the right setting, I could certainly see his persona playing Logan's rough around the edges Wolverine quite well. However, as many people are pointing out, the supposed sources behind this information aren't too credible overall. But like with most rumors, I do enjoy the speculation a lot more than the ironclad probability of it actually happening. And speaking of speculation, there have been a lot of rumors coming out that the Fantastic Four is set to be introduced into the MCU sooner rather than later, with actor John Krasinski stirring up a lot of this by making claims that he'd love to join the cast of characters in the MCU, with many people pointing out how he'd be perfect for the role of Mr. Fantastic's Reed Richards. Moving along today into yet another Disney property, we have Star Wars. And folks, the High Republic is coming. And I tell you what, it looks absolutely amazing. A brand new storyline taking place hundreds of years before anything we've known on screen in the Star Wars universe. Starting out as a series of books, though promising to be so much more. Basically, very similarly to what many people have been speculating for quite some time now, an MCU of the Star Wars universe. And just from what they've shown off thus far, I am incredibly impressed, and I cannot wait to see what they have in store for us. Just imagine what it could be like if this project grows into something much bigger, into the movies and video games and comic books even. It could be one immensely interconnected world, giving Star Wars fans more content than they've ever been able to enjoy before. And wrapping things up for today, we have my weekly channel news, where I'd like to begin by giving a huge thank you to absolutely everybody who has made it possible to now be reaching 100 subscribers. And honestly, a thank you is definitely not enough to show just how grateful I am to each and every one of you who has made this possible. So be on the lookout for when I reach my 100th subscriber, as I'll be announcing a very special merch giveaway that all of my subscribers will be able to enter and participate in. And next up today, I wanted to go over a little bit of a change to my brand new Tuesday night streams. Beginning this upcoming Tuesday, I will be starting a brand new streaming series on Tuesday nights that I'll be calling You Pick Tuesdays, where I will ask you, the viewer, to select which game I'll be playing each and every single week on Tuesday nights from the plethora of games in my collection. So make sure you jump into the chat on Tuesday night and cast your vote as to what game you'd like to see me play, or what game you'd like to play with me. Also today, I really wanted to give a bit of an update to the Patreon only content that I've been talking about here on the channel for quite some time now. As February has been an extremely busy month for not only myself, but also my family, with all the growth that we've been seeing here on this channel and our secondary channel, Full Minded Fools, all of our life happenings, and even the really terrible head cold that all of us succumbed to this past week, as many of you know from my live streams. I honestly really haven't had the time nor the energy to sit down and put much of any focus into this content at all. However, with the brand new month and transition into the spring season, I feel very invigorated and devoted to doubling down in the coming weeks and assuring that this content is completed and uploaded over on my Patreon account. So if you haven't already, after this video, make sure you jump over to Patreon and subscribe for as low as $1 a month, where I'll be uploading behind the scenes, raw, vlog style content of my daily activities, all of our family fun and adventures, as well as the process and production of my ProfNoki and Full Minded Fool videos. Basically, an up close and personal look at what makes the Noki family. I thoroughly hope you enjoyed this latest edition of the News with Noki, and if you did, that you'll consider dropping a max knuckle all over that like button. Also, if you're new to the channel or you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to check out even more of my daily content. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Professor Noki signing out once again for Noki Talks.